This is From the Desk of Dana, conversation with UMass Lowell Director of Athletics, Dana Skinner. Dana, first, welcome.
Good to see you, Bob.
A pleasure. And secondly, you and this hockey program back from Belfast, Northern Ireland, taking part in the inaugural Friendship 4 tournament. Your takeaway, I guess, purely as a spectator to the events that took place, what was your impression?
Well, we've been working on this for a number of years, Bob. I think, 6 years ago we first visited Belfast and watched the Boston Bruins play against the Belfast Giants, and that was where the concept was first discussed. It exceeded all of my expectations. As hard as people worked, and I'm referring particularly to the folks in Belfast. The hospitality in Belfast was no less impressive than it is when you visit Disneyland. They really did a terrific job. From my perspective, it's hard when you're sending student athletes away for Thanksgiving. They're away from their families. But in this case, we were able to enjoy a Thanksgiving Day dinner on the top of the Europa Hotel in downtown Belfast with a view of all of Belfast. Terrific experience for the student athletes. Our student athletes unfortunately don't get to study abroad. This is probably the closest we can come to replicating that experience for them and expose them to different cultures and different educational opportunities. So a wonderful experience for the entire university community. Proud of the student athletes for fighting through the jet lag and playing well enough to capture the first ever Friendship 4 Belpot Championship, and glad to be back and trying to adjust to the time zone again.
In talking with people, it seems to me that it was, as the cliche suggests, a win-win situation. I think Belfast apparently got a great deal out of it. This university did. Are there ways to identify or italicize the benefits on both sides?
Sure. Look, Belfast is trying to introduce the sport of ice hockey as a neutral sport to help encourage the peace process over in Belfast. And any time an organization is willing to use sport as a vehicle to promote positive social change, that's somebody we want to partner with. The university has a long-standing relationship with Queen's University in Belfast, so this was a continuation of that. But we are certainly, I received an email this morning from the directors over there telling me how excited they were and how the tournament exceeded all of their expectations. So they're already trying to reach out to teams for next year. No matter what happens, UMass Lowell will be the champion of the first ever Friendship 4, and we're awfully proud of the kids.
They're trying to reach out to other teams, other universities. What would you tell another university considering it but having concerns?
I really don't have concerns. I think the concerns, Bob, are typical of any team that travels overseas. The jet lag, when you go out there, you need enough lead time to make sure that the student athletes are at their best, and then when you return, you want to do so in a way that doesn't negatively impact the teams and make sure they're ready to play again. In other words, you want to make sure it doesn't put a wrench into a season because of the travel that's involved. Other than that, I would encourage any institution to send any of their teams over and experience something like we did in Belfast. It's very hard for me to come up with a negative.
We are approaching on the calendar final exams, the holiday midwinter break. As you look at where we stand now, in the middle of the third year of the transition to Division I, we look at various athletic programs. In your mind, where are we? Are we where we need to be?
No, we're doing well, but clearly we have high expectations. We want to be competing for league championships. We want student athletes to get exposure to a postseason. We can't do that, I think, as everybody knows, for a 4-year period. We're almost through that. We need to be competitively. I think all of our coaches would tell you they'd like to be climbing the ladder a little bit faster. I think the reality is when you can't participate in postseason, it's challenges recruiting. But certainly we've had some great moments already. We've had some teams do awfully well. Men's cross country this past fall won our first ever America East Championship. Very exciting. That's certainly not something we expected in just the third year, so we're very proud of that program. The other teams, some are doing better than they probably hoped, some not quite as well, but I think in the evolution of everything that works exceptionally well, there's a period of growth involved, and that's where we are right now. So, but I've been impressed with the commitment of the student athletes. They have continued to fight. In many instances, they've been sort of overwhelmed talent-wise by schools that have been competing in Division I for a long time. We've scheduled some of the better programs in the country in almost every sport. So to watch our student athletes go out there and compete as hard as they can and represent the university as well as they have is something we can all be proud of.
You mentioned the accomplishment of the men's cross-country team winning the America East Championship. Does that send a message to all of our athletic teams that, yes, some of these goals that seem a long way away can be accomplished?
I think it does, and I hope that it does. It can, like I say, this 4-year period can challenge recruiting and challenge the expectations of coaches. So having a team succeed so quickly, I do think demonstrates to everybody else that it can be done. And hopefully the others will get to experience something very similar down the road here.
A little bit of a different subject. For years we've known of it as the Riverhawk Club. Mm-hmm. It now will be known as the United in Blue Fund. Is there significance to the name change?
There is. For us to get where we want to get, where we expect to get, we need every member of the university community to unite behind the program. It's critically important. If you look at any successful Division I program, the difference between good and great is often the funding you get from the people who love it. And that's what we are promoting right now. We are trying to rally every member of the university and the community around our athletic teams. United in Blue Fund is certainly indicative of that initiative. And so far the response has been terrific. Obviously, when the university chose blue to be its primary color, if you come to hockey games and we have blue out and blue apparel all across the campus, you can see it catching on. So we're excited that with the renaming, with the rebranding, and more importantly, we're excited with the number of people that are rallying to the cause.
How important, if you're a Division I program, is this the single most important thing in building success?
Well, I think it is to get to the level to achieve the level of excellence that we expect to achieve. We need a large support group behind us. Parents, friends, alums, community members. As I said, if you look at any successful Division I program, they have an awfully large support group behind them. And we're new to this, so we're giving it everything we have. We've got all of our coaches and student athletes working to help. To try to spread the word, and whether it's buying a ticket to a game, hosting an event during an away game, making a donation to the United in Blue Fund, all of those are critical components to grow our family of supporters.
He is the Director of Athletics at the University of Massachusetts Lowell. He is Dana Skinner. And Dana, I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Bob. And go Riverhawks.